Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Today's subject will be this guy, also known as the Great North Bigfoot. For those of you who don't know what that is, it is thought to be a Sasquatch creature that was accidentally captured while during the filming of a IMAX documentary entitled Great North. So here's the clip, and pay attention to the lack of trees here. Sorry it doesn't have any sound, but one thing to point out here is that this is way up north, Quebec and Labrador, way above the tree line. So no forest or anything like that for a large bipedal primate to hide. All right, and there's our guy making his entrance right there. Okay, now the reason I wanted to bring that up, because I am thoroughly in the camp that this is nothing more than a person. Now, I know a lot of people out there have recently watched Thinker Thunker's breakdown on this, where he interviewed a supposed cast member, or actually a crew member, who was involved in the shooting of this documentary, who said that there was no way it could be a human because there wasn't anybody over there. Well, just because he didn't know it was a human doesn't mean it wasn't. Now, one of the reasons why I'm absolutely sure this isn't a Sasquatch. Now, I mentioned the lack of trees or anything at these high northern latitudes, and that's natural for being that far north. But I wanted to look at where these herds are, okay? This is probably most likely the George River herd because we see it crossing a large water mass there. You see how north this is, okay? And if you overlay this with Google Earth and the BFRO sightings database, you'll see that these northern latitudes, there are no sightings. There's hardly any sightings or any kind of activity recorded or reported at all. The lone exception being this Class B report way up north of here, which very well could be a misidentified polar bear track. Now, this holds true to anywhere where you have a lack of deciduous forest, like right here in central United States, like this great big area without sightings or any kind of activity reported. These all corresponds to areas that don't have forests. These are tundra, or well, not tundra, but these are plains and high deserts. These are areas that just don't support the type of forest that Sasquatch is known to live in. So getting back to the creature itself, like I said, I am 100% convinced that this is a person. Now, there have been a number of people out there who say, well, it's got to be a Sasquatch because it's got a baby on its back. Well, a long time ago, this was shown to be a backpack, okay? But some people think it's a baby because it appears to just jump out of nowhere and it just kind of like jumps up on its back. Now, if I zoom into this a little bit, you can see the reason why you don't see the backpack here. Let me zoom in a little bit farther. Right here, the subject is more or less facing the camera, all right? As I advance this frame by frame, as he's walking forward, he starts to make a little bit turn to the left. And then the backpack becomes visible as he's turning to the left. Now, there's nothing jumping up on his back. It's simply hidden behind him until he makes that little turn to the left. Now, another theory that's out there is that this is actually a bicyclist. Well, I don't know if it's a bicyclist or not. I really don't think it is. To me, it looks like a person who's running along just over the crest of this hill, keeps running along, is observing the caribou, and then he hunkers down. And to me, the way he hunkers down right here, it looks to me like something you would have a really hard time doing on a bicycle. And one last look, super zoomed in. Comes forward, makes a few steps, turns to the left, there's the backpack. And right there, you can see what looks to be a hand. Now, I'm taking a guess that as he moves up, he reaches up with his hand and grabs onto the shoulder strap of that backpack to adjust it somewhat. And then he continues running. But to me, there is no question. That is a person wearing a backpack. And obviously, this is not an area that supports Sasquatch habitation. So there you go. That's my opinion. Guy in a backpack. Thanks for watching.
Well, bye.